Alright, hello all. Welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So, the extremely hype, very good, awesome, whatever adjective you want to use, stream just concluded. And, of course, we gotta do some things here. Now, they did go through the details pretty fast. I do more or less know what they do. But I do want to go over that at the start here. And then towards the end, I do want to go over, obviously, we will be doing the defense calcs. So I'm very excited to see what both these guys are getting up to. This part 2, like, it looks like it's the best part 2 ever, honestly. Like, it's good. It's good. It's really good. And then I might make another video talking about some of the other stuff. Like, we learned about some new, EZAs, Super EZAs, events, whatever. We'll see. I'm not sure. That stuff might also be taking some time to come, so we'll see. But let's just start out with Gogeta here. We'll go into Omega, and then we'll jump into the defense calcs at the very end. Okay, so Gogeta here, Super AGL, and he is GT Heroes, category key 4220. I'm not sure what people are thinking about this. I already figured, you know, I've said in a couple of videos now, especially... Well, actually, I don't know if I'm not sure if I said my prediction video, actually. I know I've said in videos, though, that I was pretty confident, personally, that he would be GT Heroes. I was seeing people, like, throw out, like, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, stuff like that, right? So, well, could have been cool. I really did expect GT Heroes, especially, like, looking at Pan. Like, after Pan especially, like, it seemed like all but guaranteed to be GT Heroes. So, I think it'll be pretty good, and seemed kind of obvious to me. Next, we do have... I want to see... Oh my god, yeah, he does. Saiyan Roar. Yeah, so fucking crazy, dude. Saiyan Roar. Alright. They cooked. Yeah, I was unsure if what that was going to be, if he'd actually have it or not. He does. So Saiyan Roar is a very, very impactful link. 25% attack, 10% defense. They don't typically give it to Gogetas. They didn't show in the stream if they were going to or not. I'm glad he has it. All right, but just starting with the passive here. So he activates the entrance animation with 2 or more GT Hero category allies on the team. So for 1 turn, he's getting an additional super with all attacks being crits. And then for 4 turns, super class allies are getting key 3 and then 70% defense. I believe with how that's worded, it should work similarly to like in Broly or something. I think where it should just hit like all the allies for those 4 turns, even if like Gogeta's not on the rotation. I think is how that works. So we'll see, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So, I mean, that's obviously a very impactful buff. Then he does have, basic effects, key 3, 300% attack and defense start at turn. Very crazy. Receives an additional key 1 per key sphere obtained. Attacks are effective against all types. High chance for forming a critical hit. Guards all attacks. Damage reduction rate 50% up. Launches an additional super attack. So already, I mean, guard 50% damage reduction. Like that's crazy. By the way, if you haven't seen his animations, you gotta check them out like now, dude. They are easily like the maybe I'm just like glazing right now. I don't know. They easily look like the best animations in the game to me. I think so. I don't really think it's even too much of a contest, honestly. They look so good. When attacking, 300% attack. When receiving an attack, 200% defense. When receiving a super attack, 200% defense temporarily. When receiving a Ki Blast super, he has a great chance of nullifying and countering. Under 70% HP, that becomes guaranteed. After receiving 3 or more attacks in battle, guaranteed additional super attack permanently. And then finally, after receiving 7 or more attacks in battle, Key 4, guaranteed crit. So he does have an active. I'll touch on that in a moment. I did want to... okay, I'll have to look at this tab. I did actually want to say this real quick. So his essays look pretty strong, but it is worth noting something. So his 12 key is raising attack for 1 turn with a great chance of further greatly raising attack for 1 turn, causing colossal damage to enemy. And then his 18 key, he's greatly raising attack for 4 turns with a great chance of further massively raising attack for 1 turn and causing mega colossal damage to the enemy. You'll notice he doesn't have defense. I do find that very strange. I mean, if you look at his kit, I think like I don't think it's gonna be like a oh my god he needed it. Like I really don't like when characters don't get defense, especially in the big 2025. But they have been designing characters a little more uniquely, right? I mean, look at I'm not the biggest Tao fan, but I know he's pretty good. I look at like Tien, right? And now Gogeta here. I mean, I haven't done the defense calcs yet, but I'm also not blind. I mean, 370 phase 1 with 400% phase 2 with 50% damage reduction guard. Like, he should be very, very tanky. I'll need to see, but he should be fine. Bare minimum, at least in like slot 2 or something. Like, as long as you have some sort of like SA phase defensive support, especially, which ding ding ding. What do you think Pan does? I mean, she was coming for a reason. Now, unfortunately, obviously, she can only affect one Super Saiyan 4 Goku or Gogeta at a time, but it is a 20% defense. Like, Pan is going to make him look insane. It's crazy. It's so crazy. So, you know, just to give him the extra, just, why not, you know? This is like a Beast Gohan. Like, they want him to be god of the game for like a year thing. It can be activated starting from the next attacking turn after the character receives an attack once only. Massively raised attack temporarily. Ultimate damage to enemy. 70% attack and defense. All attacks become critical hits for 1 turn. You use this active, he will destroy. He will destroy the enemy easily. He will solo. This is going to be a very, very insane ability. I think. I'm not sure people understand how like impactful that's going to be. You could just do this after 1 turn. You just need to be hit 1 time, man, and then in the next turn you got it. Like this is crazy. So Gogeta, he looks very, very strong. Once again, I am a little questionable about not giving him defense on the SA phase. We'll see if that really impacts him or not. But I mean, you have like Pan, who gives ally defense support. You have like the blue Goku, right? I mean, obviously you can't run him on GT Heroes, but on blue Goku's team, yeah, and Gogeta would obviously be a really good slot too. I mean, he wouldn't get like Saiyan GT, but unlike the Super Saiyan Blue Goku team, Goku does give all allies 60% defense for 1 turn, right? So I mean that will be a true 60% buff since Gogeta has none, no defense in his SA phase. So that will be very impactful if you run him there. So I think he's going to look very, very crazy, very, very strong. So that about covers him though. Like I need to see the numbers he's gonna put out, but his kit looks very. He looks like he's gonna have a lot of fun with like the best animations in the game. I really want him. I want both of them, but I don't know. I'm honestly now unsure about who I want to summon on first. I'm not gonna lie. We'll see. But with that being said, that covers Gogeta basically. Next, I do want to go over Omega. Like I said, I watched the stream, right? I had a basic idea of what these guys are doing. I do want to just like go over it briefly before we get into the defense calcs. Because once again, I mean, they went for them very, very fast, and I mean it's a lot better nowadays. But I mean, still, you got like 80 different bullet points to read, so it's definitely kind of hard. Okay, so Omega here is Extreme Fizz. He does have a domain. His leader skill is actually very, very interesting. And I think he needed it. Like, what they did, it's definitely for the best. I do think so. He should be very, very strong. So, I mean, obviously you can see here is Inhuman Deeds, Power Absorption, or GT Boss category key 3, HP 200% up, attack and defense 170% up, plus an additional HP attack and defense 50% up for characters who also belong to Shadow Dragon Saga, Worldwide Chaos, or Battle of Fate. You know, actually, so before we get into his kit fully, I will say I think Omega has the potential to be the big villain savior for actual villains that we've been talking about for years. But the best way for me to show this, I think, is actually if I go on Dokkan info and oh, the site's breaking, huh? Okay, well, maybe if I'm allowed to. Jesus Christ. All right, well, I guess maybe not. I was gonna say Dokkan info, right? I did want to try pulling up like the leader skill tool. We'll see if it changes from like just a moment up there. The leader skill tool, I think would be a very applicable, like accurate way to show. But like Inhuman Deeds hits a lot of characters. You know, we're talking like the Brolys. We're talking like you know, you got like Rosés and Samasu's on there, right? You got like there should be I think like Frieza's on there. And like early Namek Vegeta, Saiyan Saga Vegeta, right? Like it's a lot of characters. Power absorption, obviously you get like the Boos on there. I mean those are the big ones. I mean like Cell, right? GT bosses, obviously. Like he is genuinely going to be hitting most of the major villains with his leader skill. Now, as for the the extra 50, he should still be hitting a lot of them, but it's definitely more so focused for like GT characters or like the future characters. Although Battle of Fate obviously is like the very big end battles, so he should still hit a lot of characters there too. So his leader skill looks very, very insane. He does get the entrance animation when all allies are extreme class characters, so I feel like it's a little harsh of a condition, honestly, but he's good, so I don't have the biggest issue with it. Extreme class allies, chance of forming critical hit 20% up, randomly changes tech or AGL key spheres to rainbow key spheres for 1 turn. He gets an additional super, and extreme class allies get key 2 and 70% attack for 4 turns. Myself, I'm more of a defensive player, but that buff will still be insane because you got to think. I mean, you're running double Omega, right? So, yeah, you're running double Omega. He's gonna, and to be fair, the defense it'll come up in just a moment here. Basic effects: key 3, 300% attack and defense. Start a turn, receives an additional key 1 per key sphere obtained. Damage reduction rate 50% up, randomly changes Fizz or Int key spheres to Rainbow key spheres. So, unlike Gogeta, who has Guard, Omega does not. However, with a Rainbow key sphere obtained, Omega is getting extreme class, allies, 70% defense, plus an additional damage reduction rate 10% up for characters who also belong to the GT Bosses category for 2 turns. So, what that means, essentially, it's so crazy. He's going to have 140% extra defense from that, right? Like you'll have the Omega on the other rotation, and you should definitely have. We'll get more to his kit, but he should be pretty much guaranteed to have Rainbow keys for every single turn. So you're going to have that huge amount of support from the other Omega, and then the 20% extra damage. So he has 70% damage reduction. 70%. Now, obviously, like a strength boss, especially a super strength boss, could be kind of dicey. But I think he'll be fine because obviously we still have more to go. When attacking, 150% attack up. When key is 18 or more, he gets another 150% attack when attacking. And then he gets defense 150% up when receiving an attack. When attacking with 24 key, he gets a guaranteed crit. And I mean, with what he has here, it should be very, very easy to get 24 key, practically guaranteed, I'd say. When receiving an unarmed super attack, he does have a great chance of nullifying countering, similar to Gogeta, although obviously Gogeta's is the key. And then he also has, similar to Gogeta, guaranteed when you're 70% or less HP, so that's pretty good. After performing 5 or more attacks in battle, Extreme CALCS allies get key to and chance of performing critical hit 20% up. Then randomly changes Tech or AGL key spheres to Rainbow key spheres starting from the character's next attacking turn. Very, very insane, to say the least. Obviously, I mean, his link set, dude, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Big bad bosses. GT. Shadow Dragons. That's 55% attack and defense. That's those 3 links. GT's 10%, and it also gives key, mind you. Shadow Dragons is 20%, Big Bad Bosses is 25%. You have those fully linked. Oh my god. He will be crazy. Now, Shadow Dragons obviously is not the most apparent link. I definitely need to do def calcs again for Nova. I think I'll slip them in here. I'll try to. I need to see them in general. Maybe I'll wait to include them with if they do like the easy A's soon. I don't know. But I think Nova will also get a pretty huge buff from this guy, by the way. So that's really good. I thought he might. And we did. In fact, I can actually show it here. Like I said, I was thinking about maybe talking about this in a new video, but they did show like Legion of Shadow Dragons and Shenron are getting easy A's. So I would say, and I mean Omega here is getting a super easy A, but he has the same name, so they won't link, unfortunately. So he should be more than fine, so long as those easy A's are good with his links. So I think you'll have them up, and they are very crazy, especially with his kit. I think he might be like one of the best like tank characters in the game. I think there's a very good chance. I mean, I need to see the numbers, but I think there's a very good chance. So let me just actually, yeah, okay. He does have his domain, which he can do pretty much immediately, which creates the Earth Shrouded and minus energy for 3 turns. Now the effect here, it's only 25% attack, and then it increases damage received by superclass enemies and allies, which you don't even want to run superclass allies with him, so that's fine. But with this amount of with the domain and this, like, you are going to shred paper thin superclass enemies. Like it's going to be very, very crazy. So I think they cooked there. And then for his SA effects, he does have raised defense 1 turn, causes colossal damage to enemy, and greatly lowers attack and defense. And then this is where it's so this is so busted. This is so busted. I'm gonna need to bring him into the special battle 2025. So Omega greatly raises defense for 4 turns, while causing mega colossal damage to all enemies. So it's an AoE, very powerful. However, he also disables enemy actions once within the turn. Like, that's so insane. An AoE that disables enemy actions. Bring this guy to any, SBR, ESBR sort of thing. He wipes the full field. You bring him into the special battles. This is genuinely going to be very impactful. You could get rid of supers. You could get rid of the AoEs. You could get rid of like Zamasu's heal, right? Like, this ability will save so many runs. I'm not even kidding. This ability is actually very insanely broken. And especially with his greatly lower attack and defense. I mean, he's getting he has the super. I mean, it's only for 4 turns, but he has the super there. And then if you get like the hidden potential super, right? So he should be able to look very, very powerful. I mean, obviously, I'd say you'd want to build some additional on him, but I mean, I guess that's up to you. I certainly don't think you need crit, so it's additional or dodge. But yeah, there we go. That's just the breakdown here. I wanted to go over these guys real quick. I honestly a little longer than I thought it'd be. I'm so excited for these guys. They look so strong, so I'm kind of passionate. But I'm gonna cut away here. I'm gonna get to doing the defense calcs. I think I will end up including the new Omega buffs for Nova. I think Nova will look significantly better with them. So I do think it's very important to get that out as soon as possible. So I'll try and get those in here. I'll get, Gogeta, Omega, and then Nova. And then whenever we get like the sub EZAs, right? Well, I mean it's not a yellow coin LR, but it's a free to play LR. But yeah, I mean it's a real EZA. As long as they design well, of course. But regardless, whenever the super EZAs, whatever come out, which it doesn't. I mean they weren't in the data download, so I guess they're not coming for at least a couple of days, unfortunately. But whenever they come, I'll be sure to cover them. And by the way, on that graphic there, we saw Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was not in it. I would say do not worry. I expected this. I've been saying, and get the pitchforks, the torches, whatever. If I'm wrong, fair enough. I mean, it's not, to me, it's not the biggest deal. I'll take my L. But I've been saying since the start of Part 1, really, even before Part 1 started, that I thought it's Super Saiyan. Well, not before Part 1 started. Once we knew GT was part of it, I've been saying that I thought it's Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta would be a Part 3 thing with Vegeta and Trunks, right? So I'd say don't worry if you're really looking forward to either of those EZAs. I really feel like they're still coming. I mean, we'll have to see, but especially Gogeta, it's been very obvious they've been saving him, so there's no way he doesn't EZA here. But yeah, we're going to cut away. We'll be right back, and we'll jump right into the defense calcs. Oh boy, oh boy. We're back. This is going to be it's going to be a long day. A good day, but a long day. So I did just get done with some calcs. I do want to say a couple of things here real quick before we jump in. Namely, I haven't even checked on. I just thought of it as I was finishing up these calcs. I'm not gonna lie. There's so much on my mind right now. So it slipped my mind. I apologize. I don't actually know what equips they get. I don't know if they even get raw defense from their special equips. I imagine they should be getting special equips. So I don't know what those do quite yet. So obviously these calcs will not be considering those. And with that being said, I figure I'll just make a shorter video after I have a moment to get everything out and whatever. I'll make a shorter video and we'll go into whatever those equips are, as well as the buff for Nova Shenron. I figure having all three of the sort of buffed version of the calcs in one video might make sense. I don't know. But essentially, there's that to consider. I do have it written at the bottom of my thing because I do put these on Twitter. But for like Omega Shenron, his really, really insane links, Big Buff Bosses, GT, Shadow Dragons, 25%, 10%, 20%. These are very insane. They are also currently very hard to get up. Him being straight up Omega, I mean, he can't link with the one that's going to super EZA. There is the Legion of Shadow Dragons and the Sin Shenron that are both about to EZA. We'll see how good they are. If they are really good, he will have very easy ability to access these links, these very big important links. But since he does not right now, I am considering him in the calcs, and once again I note this, under Shadow Dragons and GT. So in the sort of buffed calc video as well, I'll have Omega under all three and be like, okay, we're just going to imagine the Legion of Shadow Dragons or Sin, whoever, or both, hopefully, are really good. They're worth running. So he'll be able to get all these. But for now, I wanted to. It's not really possible, so I don't think it's fair to run him under it, if that makes any sense. So, oh, and one more thing, I suppose this is for Gogeta specifically. I didn't even. There's a lot more calcs for Gogeta than you think there would be. There's a lot of different scenarios you can think about calcing for him, and honestly, you could probably even come up with more. Um, but I actually don't have a scenario where I'm considering him without this ability, which is pretty big, 70%. There are a lot of supporters right now, though, so I don't think once you lose it, hopefully the difference I think will be negligible because you'll be able to make up for it with other characters. But I did want to note I don't actually have scenarios calced where he's run out of this. I'm already taking a while to get these out. It's so I want to get them out now. So that's why I'm trying to. Well, I'll go into more details, expand everything once I have the opportunity. But where the time I'm recording is it's literally 7:24 a.m. man. So the banner should be live in 36 minutes. I want to finish this up and do some other stuff before everything drops. So this is how we're doing it. I wanted to explain all of that. And keep an eye out later on today sometime, essentially, for some of the other stuff. Okay, well, that all being said, we're at the top here, Gogeta, and he gets very, very insane. This is a character with 50% damage reduction, guard, just guaranteed, and then a counter versus Ki Blast Supers, which, if you ding ding ding, Rose, what does he have? Class. He has a great chance to nullify and counter Rose. And under 70% HP, you are guaranteed to do that. So, yeah, he gets very up there. And then as we continue down, Gogeta, he starts to look pretty crazy. So, then I went from just normal turn, then active turn, to now I'm like, okay, let's consider either Blue Goku support or Pan support. Now, for Pan support specifically, I'm not considering her 60% she can give to allies, because in this scenario, if you think about it, she has to attack first for that to proc. So she can't attack unless you put her in slot 1, and then you would lose some of the defense anyway. Unless you put her in slot 1, quite frankly, she can't give both the phase 1 support and the SA phase support. So for her specifically, it's just SA phase, and I calced it 60% because let's say either you get 3 supers on her, or you get the 118 key from Blue Goku. I figured that was pretty fair. Then for shits and giggles, I decided we are gonna look at the full Pan turn, right? So, like this, it's like, what is this, man? 10 million defense? No, I know the active skill is 1 turn, right? And you can only get 120% 1 turn, right? But let's just say this, right? Let's say this is what you're gonna have most. This is what you're gonna have. Which one of these? Oh God. Yeah. Let's say this, right? Or this. This is still with the nullification, right? This is still with the 50% damage reduction, the guard. Like, this is very insane. I did not actually think he'd get up this high. Now, to be fair, this is SA phase support, so if you don't have that, then obviously he goes down quite a bit. But even this is still supremely powerful. And for a character that's not raising defense on Super at all, he looks like he could be one of the best, and it'll be very situational. It'll vary quite a lot. I mean, look at our lowest case scenario is 2.3 mil. Our highest case scenario is 9.5 mil. This is once again without the raw defense if he has it. I'm saying because Rose and Blue Goku had it, they give those raw defense equips to a lot of these characters. I haven't looked at it myself yet. I don't know what it gives, and I wasn't even thinking about it. There's so much on my mind, so I will do those. I'll try to make it really short, and like the Nova Shenron buffs later on today. So just want to put that out there. Okay, then we have Omega Shenron. Um, I think he's the villain savior. I really do. He is very crazy. So for Omega, I did consider him essentially under constant Omega support. So this essentially would be your first look at him on turn 2, or on the second rotation of the battle, right? So you had one Omega on turn 1, and this is like looking at the Omega on the second rotation essentially, because we're considering the other Omega support is already up. So this is pretty good, I would say. And this is without like a stack or anything. You know, this is 70% damage reduction, right? And once again, this is without big bad bosses. So and without his raw defense if he has it. Like, I genuinely like the Legion of Shadow Dragons. I think they already have support built in. I could be wrong about that, but I imagine they would expand upon that role. So I really do think Omega especially is going to get like huge buffs very soon from these like easy A's and everything. We'll have to see, but I would expect that. Then we go down here, and this is one greatly raised. Now, after 4 turns, he does lose 1 additional, right? And one of these obviously is a hidden potential, if you get it. But I figured, you know, I don't need to say, all right, we're post 4 turns. Now I don't need to consider that, because you literally just like don't look at this one, you know, like, and then there you go, right? So I figure this should be pretty good, right? As a look for Omega. They both look very insane to me. Gogeta is both going to be worse and better defensively than Omega. These are rainbow calcs, by the way. Just, you know, point that out. So I think Omega is going to be a lot more consistent. I think he's going to provide this utility and everything that villains will need. Well, Gogeta is just going to look like, I think individually, I mean, I'll need to see the attack stats, but I think individually Gogeta might be the best character in the game. I don't know. I need to see these guys in action, obviously, but like Gogeta and Omega, they both got to be up there. I think Omega will be very consistent. He will make his teams look very, very powerful. I think they really cooked on both of them. I couldn't be happier. Like, the only way I could be happier, honestly, is if they stacked. Like, and that's just because I like stacking. Otherwise, how they're designed, chef's kiss, right? Mwah, perfect. No complaints whatsoever. Once again, they will be. I'm really trying to hammer this in, and I'll say it on Twitter as well. The raw defense equips are not considered here. I haven't even checked if they have them, actually. I presume they do, but I wasn't even thinking about it until right after I was finishing Omega. I was like, shit, man. I was like, am I really going to have to do all these again? And I was like, well, yeah, because it already felt kind of weird to do Nova here. I was like, well, honestly, I'll just do Nova and those two in a different video. So that's what we'll do. I want to end things here, though. Like I said, I have some other stuff I want to do, and we're really close to part 2 starting. So we're in for a very, very good celebration here. I don't know. This looks like the best part 2 of all time. Initially, I mean, we'll have to see what hard events there are and stuff. Who knows? Because they didn't even talk about that Twitter designed one, like the voting campaign we had at all. So, and that's supposed to come in part 2. So we do know, like, we don't have the kits or anything for the Easy A's, Sub Easy A's, or yeah, Easy A's, Sub Easy A's, Super Easy A's. So we'll have to see on everything. But I think this is good for now. So we'll end this here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.